Hello and welcome back to the Android Diff Calculator tutorial. Sorry the last video ended so abruptly. Somebody came into my room and I had to go deal with something. But we're back, and in the interim I realized that this does not actually have to be a right center vertical, it can just be right. So for the last few text views we can just make it right. And the reason is because the only reason we made these other ones center was because these buttons that they were sharing a row with were large enough to make the size of the row bigger than the text itself. But with this, since there are no buttons, it's just text, there's no point making it center because the size or the height of the row is the same height as the text view itself, so the alignment does absolutely nothing. Okay, so what are we doing? Text view, let's make this and let's just cheat and look at the website. Layout gravity center, sure, why not? That should look good. Text, $000. Anything else? No, we're done here. Great. So that's the split bill portion of our. Right, why do I have a warning here? Duplicate ID, my bad. This needs a... Darn it, did I not set the... Oh, okay, I did one of those things. I set the ID for the row instead of the... I need to stop doing that. So change the row ID back to row 13 and give this thing an ID of text split 1, and then give this an ID of text split $1. Okay, so let's move on. I said in the beginning of this series that we wanted a utility button here that's just resets all the fields of our app for the convenience of our user. So let's add another row and let's put a button in it. So far all we've used are image buttons. So this is the first time we're making an actual word button. So drag it here. Let's make some stuff. Set the ID to reset button, or whatever you want to set it to, really. Set the... Let's change it so that it spans across 3 columns. Android layout underscore span equals 3. All very normal stuff that you know how to do now. Let's change the text to not button, but reset. And let's give it some... Okay, here's a quiz question for you. If we wanted the button to be smaller so that it doesn't cover the whole row, would we change the padding or the margin? So think about that. Are you done? Okay, good. I can't remember the answer because I get confused with padding and margin all the time, so I'm going to go cheat and look at the website. And it is margin. So, for those of you who guessed margin, congratulations. You guys understand margins and padding better than I do. Which is not saying much, so don't be too happy. Alright, let's find the margin. Left and right, let's both give it 50 dB. And let's change the size of the text as well. Let's give it, I think I give it 24 dB. Let me check. Yeah, 24 SB. What's going on with that? It's a typo. Gotta fix that. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna fix it right now because if I don't, I'm gonna forget. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, back to this ad. We're done with the button, right? Yeah, we're done. Okay. One more thing that we're going to add. One more feature. Like I said, we wanted to make our app somewhat unique for a tip calculator anyway. So let's add another row. And we're going to add the fortune cookie feature. So let's add a text view. Oops. Oh, darn it. Okay, we'll put it there. And this will be the text view that holds the fortune. And I'm going to cheat again. Okay, let's call it fortune text box. What else did we do? Fortune text box. Layout gravity is center. Gravity is center. Okay. Man, my mouth is getting really dry. We want it to be longer, so let's give it a span of 2. So far, so good. And let's change the text. Great. So when the app launches, we'll have our code randomly generate a fortune and replace the text there. And we'll also have a button, so let's grab a button. And we will give it an ID of, I'm guessing I use fortune button, but I'm not sure. Yes, fortune button, how creative of me. And then the user can click this button as well if he wants to, and then that'll refresh that fortune and generate a new one. I'm pretty sure that we are done, which is amazing. Let's see, this looks very much like this, which suggests that we are done. Okay, what I have here is the full XML code that you can copy. And then if you want, you can replace all of your code with it. Although if you've been following, our code should be the same, more or less. And then you'll notice that actually the HTML, or the one on my website, does not have any indents because it's really hard to indent in HTML. Or it's because I'm bad at HTML. Either way, the easy way to fix this is to either hit Control-Shift-F or go to, let me check it out. Okay, go to Source, Format, shortcut Control-Shift-F, and if you look on the right, it is all formatted for you very nicely so that you can copy and paste my code and then have Eclipse formatted, no problem. Looks just about the same as before because we had the same code. And then one thing that you can do is go to Window, Preferences, Java, Code Styler, Formatter. And Eclipse has a bunch of built-in auto formatters. You can create new ones, you can edit the ones that they have, and here you can change the rules for what the auto formatting does. I don't really bother because the default formatter does pretty much what I would expect it to do. Okay, before we end this part of the tutorial, let's go ahead and run it. Do we have time to run it? Yeah, we have time to run it. Let's go and run it. Here's a big test for my computer, whether or not it can run Eclipse, the Android virtual device, and Cam Studio all at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and close Paint. And is there anything else I can close? Windows Explorer. Okay. So what we're doing now is, we have this preview here, we want to make sure that it looks normal inside of an actual Android device. So we're going to load up the AVD, and we're going to take a look. So far, I think it's shaping up to be a decently looking app, and I hope you agree. Oh geez, my voice is so dead right now. I can't believe I just spent the last 3 hours making YouTube videos. I hope you guys appreciate this, although I do enjoy it too. Yeah, this might take a bit to load. Oh, and then after this I have to spend another few hours editing everything and then uploading. This is going to take forever. I'm not going to get an early night's sleep, that's for sure. And it's a Sunday too. How terrible. How terrible. Oh well, as long as I get to pass off this knowledge that I learned, however bad a teacher I am, as long as I get to help some people out there learn Android, it's all worth it. Okay, let's unlock this AVD and see what we have here. No, your YouTube did not freeze. My computer is still chugging along. Come on. Come on. Oh man. Yeah, usually when I'm developing for real and not doing tutorials, I actually use my own Galaxy S3 to test my apps, because the AVD in Android is just ridiculously slow. But whatever, great. Okay, the app launched. The focus is set on the $sign here, which is great. We can put numbers here even though they don't do anything yet. We have the buttons here where we want them to be. We have a rounding button. We have a neat slider that goes to 50. We can edit all this stuff. If we go down to text here, and then we hit next, it should go up all the way back up here where we want it to go instead of here. Reset button here doesn't do anything. This button doesn't do anything, but it all looks nice. This is the user interface, and it is effectively done. Now we just have to code the interaction of the UI. What all these buttons do, what these edit texts do, and when these numbers change, when you want them to calculate, that sort of stuff. And the fortunes, the reset button, everything. So that's what we're going to do next, the coding of the Java. For the app, for the calculator. Okay, first I'm going to take a break and... well, first I actually had to finish the written version of the tutorial, because actually, as of right now, January 20th, the tutorial only goes up till the end of where we ended here today. So this whole tutorial series probably isn't going to be done till mid-February, like I said. So yeah, I will see you guys later, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial series so far. If you have any suggestions, if you have a problem with maybe how fast or slow I'm going, let me know. I know the voice quality is not that great. Nothing I can really do about that for now. I'm hoping to get a mic soon. A new one. Okay. Have a good night. And I'll see you later. Hey guys. One thing I forgot to say yesterday, and I'm probably just going to tack this onto yesterday's video, but if you feel like you haven't had enough practice yet with XML and the user interface design with Android, one thing you can do is delete, and I don't have Eclipse in front of me, but delete all your XML code, and then just rebuild the user interface that we built over these tutorials from scratch. And you can practice using the Graphical Layout tab, or you can code straight XML and try to create what we just made. And I think that's a great way to practice if you're new to this. So, and then if you get stuck, you can always refer back to the code that's right here. So yeah, that's one thing you could try. That's all I wanted to say, so I guess I'll see you guys.